What it do? Everybody, and guess who finally got a motherfucking couch?
I was gonna say.
Now we can do the show in great comfort. I am so excited. What's going on, y'all? And welcome to the Film Cave, episode number 48. Getting close to that 50 mark, man. It's your boy Knight.
What's up, everybody? Logan here. Yeah, I was gonna say, you've got a couch, you've got a mic stand now, so your audio is crisp, clean, ready to go.
Yes.
Film Cave is back right before we take a week off. But you know, that's the way it goes sometimes. But yeah, man, setup looks good. That couch looks comfy enough to be worth the wait. How is that couch?
It's comfy as hell, man. I did everything last night. I put my table and my couch together.
Oh, good.
And it was relatively easy because I was like, first I got the couch.
Yeah.
And I see like these two things of paper on there. I'm like, okay, this must be in the instructions. They are not. It's a bunch of other language of shit. So I'm like, did they send me this shit with no fucking instructions after everything? Like, how am I supposed to build this? So, well, I'm really bright. Trying to turn this down. So I call them, wreaking hell and havoc. So I'm like, listen, you sent me this shit and I don't have instructions. What do you expect me to do?
Right.
What to do, Andy? So she's like, yeah, we can't do anything to. Oh shit, Martin too. What to do? We can't get it to you. So I'm like, okay, so can you send somebody to come assemble my shit then? Because I've been dealing with y'all for weeks.
Right.
No, we can't do that either. The only way they can email it to you, but they can't do it until tomorrow because somebody's at the office. I'm like, okay, this is fucking stupid. So I just went on trusty Google and got the instruction manual from there and built it, to only find that the instruction manual was hiding within all the fucking cases that I'm supposed to put in this shit. Like the covers. I'm like, why would that not be like on somewhere completely visible? Like, hey, here's your shit. Nope, we're just gonna hide it underneath all your pillow coverings and
that
shit.
Is hilarious.
I was like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, do I want to go through this again with IKEA? I'm not sure that I do. Just being completely honest.
Yeah,
probably not. So it's ridiculous. What's going on, Prime? But yeah, man, what's going on? What's going on with you? What's the word?
I mean, crazy week. As you could probably guess, yeah, I mean, everything's batshit right now. Like trying to figure it all out, trying to get details set up. Because yeah, big day is Saturday. Everything seems to be relative. I mean, it's coming together, you know, but now it's just like all the things that need to happen.
Oh, it's Saturday. I think it was the 10th. Why did I think it was the 10th?
Oh, no. It's Saturday. Yeah. So it's yeah, it's been crazy. I mean, absolutely, but it's coming together. Things are looking all right. So just trying to like kind of calm everybody, because everybody's like on edge, like hyped up. So
I'm sure.
Yeah, but
just don't fall walking down, you know, the aisle.
Well, I mean, really, I don't. I'm already gonna be up there, you know. Basically, it's gonna be her that she better not fall down, but she does have a dad and a stepdad, so she's double arming. So they'll hold her ass up if she starts going down, because we
start kicking.
It's in the grass, so I mean, it could happen. But she's wearing some flats, like she'll be all right.
Oh, good old cut grass. And thank you. My little purple set is quite nice. Which way am I looking?
There you go.
The realm of Wakanda, the ancestral plane, is coming together.
Is that what it is?
Oh, this whole living room is Black Panther themed.
Oh, good.
Absolutely, in color schematics. Absolutely. So yeah. But yeah, man, I'm very excited for you. Still sucks I cannot be there, but I'm excited, and I'm gonna send a text or call or something.
Because that's the thing too, is like, in terms of the people to like invite, I got like, besides family, I got like a friend, and everything else has been, it's all like family friends that are close to mostly her side. This was supposed to be 100 guests wedding, it's up to 190.
Oh, excuse me.
So like I was like asking
Ooh,
like
popular.
like, and that's the thing, it ain't me, it's her. But like I was like, hey, I want to invite Kenya over here in the chat, and we're trying to like figure it out, and we're like, it's turning out that we might be like a table short for like the people that are already coming. And so we're like actually banking on people that RSVP'd not showing up. So
Well, I'd hope
I,
not.
I'm having to just, I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I'm out. Like I'm like, the day's happening. It ain't my job to worry about that shit. That's on y'all. Y'all got it. I'm just gonna get married. Like I'm done digging out. So like I'm just I'm gonna be fine. So, but it did become a thing of like, no, let's not. We can't invite anybody else. So let's see what happens, because there has been like, we did have a couple already that were like, hey, something came up, we're not gonna be able to make it, and they were like, we're so sorry, like we'll try, and we're like, no, it's fine, like we're perfectly fine with you not showing up. But yeah, so it's been crazy, but I'm excited.
That's actually funny, but I know y'all see him. I don't know if he's still in here. Crazy ass Andy, another, something to celebrate. This guy who
Yeah,
has the fucking sperm of a god apparently is welcoming twinsies.
really.
He's about to be a daddy to be. So all of y'all, because Andy's in there, make sure y'all give him, shout out
Well,
some love
congrats
and
there,
congrats
Andy.
in the chats.
Got the
My brother, yes. So I don't know what he's kind of DNA he got back there, but congratulations.
I mean, yeah, get your sleep in now, my boy. It's gonna be gone. And then yeah,
Tape
what
your eyes open.
what Kenya just said in the chat there, he says he knows that catering bill will be crazy for 190 bodies. Yeah, 10 grand for food. Hello.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, absolutely insane. We were
Couldn't
literally
be my damn wedding.
we
Bitch, we're
were
like, y'all got everything from the dollar menu. Here you go.
we were quoted like 5,100 6 months
Mm.
ago, and then we got this quote for, it was actually like 11 something, and we got it down. But we were
Oh,
like, what the hell happened? And she was like, oh, that was for the food only. And we were like, bitch, no, it wasn't. We were like, you had in there like the people working and like bringing it out and all that. And yeah, so it's crazy, which like
Jesus. It's a
I
fucking
will say,
Catalina wine mixer, man.
like we're gonna have phenomenal food, but also like, Jesus Christ,
What's phenomenal food? I must
um,
know.
we're having steak, like filet steak,
Beautiful.
um, turkey as well, since it's kind of a fall wedding. And I'm not a turkey person. I tried the
Festive.
turkey because it has this like spread that you put on it. It's like kind of sweet, kind of cinnamony. Holy shit, it was phenomenal. But then yeah, besides that, it's mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, multiple salads. Like we're going like
Having a big
ham.
ass country wedding.
Yeah, like we're going
Yes.
ham with it.
Is there gonna be ham?
No, but that would be Thanksgiving. That would be actual Thanksgiving.
That would be actual
Um,
Thanksgiving.
but yeah, no, it's gonna be phenomenal food. I'm just like, we're paying for it. All of a sudden, it's like, oh yeah, no, it's gonna be expensive as fuck. Get ready. So,
Oh, yeah.
but I literally like,
Woo.
I said, I was like, I want beef tenderloin, which is a fillet, and they were like, okay, we'll figure it out, and that's what we got. I'm gonna devour some steak.
So feel free. You have my address to FedEx me some food.
Get you a plate to go.
Give me give me a plate to go and send it all over, and I'll be right there. Oh man. All right. So we got a good show for y'all tonight. Like I said, I'm Knight. That's Logan. I want to thank you guys for joining us, whether you're watching this live or on our playback later on, whether YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, wherever the hell you choose to watch our lovely show. We thank you. And the best way to support the channel and to let us know that you like what you see here is to hit that subscribe button. It's down there. It's simple. All it takes is a click. Hit that thumbs up, because likes really helps this show and the channel reach a lot more people, whether you're watching on mine or Logan's channel. And hit the notification bell so you can be reminded when all episodes drop. and more because you don't want to miss it. All right. So, without further ado, I say let's get into the show, man. What do you think?
Let's do the damn thing, son.
All right, brother, man. For those of you who do not know, me and Logan are a couple of what?
Fucking nerds.
Fucking nerds. Absolutely. We
Oh,
like to
God.
talk about film. Well, sometimes we do it any and all day. It's just our jam. But there's some genres or subjects, I guess you want to call it out there, that we're a little passionate about as well, and we like to talk about. So we like to dedicate certain amounts of time to talk about them, but still, and the ways that she does. And this brings me up to a very sensitive subject of earlier today. But yeah, sometimes film still rears her beautiful head into the conversation because why?
Because film and or movies, as we call her, is a jealous bitch. Film and or movies specifically. That's
Yes,
it.
at least so I thought. But
That's it.
who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But yes, in that particular segment is called Boom, boom, shit ain't about you, but it's out there in the world. Yes, it is. Movies and shit.
This shit ain't about you.
I bet you think the show is about you.
Yup.
Confirmed.
Confirmed.
Is here. Right. Confirmed. You heard it here first, people. All right.
God.
Right. For out there in the world, there's a particular fashion in which we go about this. Sir Logan, do you want to tell the good people out there watching what particular fashion this is?
That would be traditionary fashion.
Yes, it shall be. And within traditionary fashion, sir, is there anything you would like to say? Start off with.
Yeah, my first one, it's something I just I learned about right before I left for work, and that is this YouTube original series that Will Smith is doing. And the thing about we had that kind of slight interaction on Twitter today about Will Smith, but
Yeah.
my boss is someone who I can't do it, but like he loves to listen to like motivational speakers. Like on his way to work, he's like playing through YouTube in his car, like speeches from people. And so it's The Rock. Will Smith is a big one, but like multiple people, you got the David Goggins and you got all those too, but he's like Will Smith. And I have kind of helped him learn about the fact that like Jada Pinkett Smith is a crazy woman and like she treats Will Smith terribly and hurts his feelings. And like Will Smith he puts up a phenomenal facade. He's, Oscar nominated actor, but like you can tell that he's hurt in a lot of ways. And anyway, so we just started, I saw this weight loss YouTube original Will Smith show. And I was like, let's click on it because both
The
him
shape
and
of my life.
both him and I are into Will Smith. We like him as a person. And so we start watching it and it's really good. Like in terms of just the quality. And we paused it. And my boss was like, I'm going to go home and watch that. And I was like, yeah, I think I will too. I didn't realize it was like, I think all of them are up.
Yeah, I just finished episode 3. I don't know how many there are, but
and so I think I'm only in episode, I think I just started 3.
Okay.
But it's so fucking good. Like I texted my boss. I was like, hey man, like 50 seconds after we paused it, he goes exactly into what like I was trying to tell him was like, Will Smith is similar to like a Robin Williams where he's got that facade up always. He's on because
always.
His life is about making you smile, period. That's what gives him life. And it's so funny because I think it's like a doctor that says it in the thing, but she's like, the people that bring the most happiness are the ones that are in the most pain. And like, I've been telling my boss that, like, I'm like, no, like Will Smith is fucked up in the head. Like, and cause he's been upfront about how he was like self-conscious as a kid and like whatever, but like they are flat out going in on this YouTube
Oh yeah.
originals thing, and it is damn good. And like the facade of the show is that it's about weight loss, but it's like no, all of a sudden they're showing young pictures of him. It's like a full on documentary about him.
It's a full thing, man.
Um,
I was
and
surprised too.
yeah, and you realize it's also about the book. It's trying to also kind of sell that book,
Right.
but his biography. But nah, man, I can't recommend it enough for what I've seen so far. I'm digging it a lot, and then yeah, as I know, you are a diehard Will Smith guy, and
Yes, I
so
am.
I'm glad you're watching it. What are you thinking so far?
I absolutely love it. And I'm not gonna hold you, like it's motivating me also as well,
Right?
because I've always wanted to get back into shape and fitness and all of that. And Will Smith has always been one of the driving forces and like inspirations. Like he's one of my heroes.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
his
yeah.
just philosophies, his words of wisdom, his everything is just so incredibly just great that it's like, God damn, like how can you not feel like all right? And watching that and to see the flaws of somebody so much that everybody idolizes and loves and how deep rooted that it is, and to see him actually be like, I cannot fucking do this. Like I'm
Yeah,
um it's very vulnerable. It's very welcoming at the same time, and I think this would definitely just. I mean, everybody already fucking loves Will Smith, but it's just like this will just. I feel like will elevate him more because he's so vulnerable, and it's motivating
it's
at the same
right.
time.
Correct.
It's very relatable.
Right. That was the where I think it was episode 2 where what it really ended off on was him kind of saying like he was pissed. He weighs in, he's pissed off because it's like okay.
Yeah,
And he's like trying to keep it on, but you are watching the layers of that facade fall off with every second.
spiral. It's
And
stupid. It's stupid.
yeah,
It is.
he goes from like, hey man, what can you do? And he's like, and then all of a sudden he's like, man, he's like, we're just trying to film this show and this stupid show. And then he's
Yeah.
like, it's so stupid. And then he just keeps going down and down to where he's like, fucking done with this shit. Like really quickly. And then but then he looks at the camera and he realizes he's like, no, like he's like, I understand that this is meant to like motivate people. He's like, so I'm not done. He's like, but I hate this,
Yeah.
like, and it was so real. Like it is that thing
Relatable.
because like I've been in that headspace where like depression, self-consciousness, whatever that stuff.
I'm
Like
in that shit now.
I've been deep into that shit before, and it is my whole life is, you know, who I truly am is only when I was at home in my bedroom with the door shut. That was who I really was, broke into shit. As soon as I walk out, facade has to. I mean, it has to be. And just watching someone who I obviously admire, massively talented, care about him because of what kind of part he's been in my life, just in terms of pop culture, with everything he's done, and just seeing him absolutely crumble like that, and you realize how real of a fucking person that is, even though he's got
Yep.
millions of dollars and like what you expect to be an incredible life. It's like, no, like he's still a person, man, and shit hurts.
Only see what you want
And
us to see, man.
right, and I loved it so much. So and I mean, and I love how it starts with him saying he's like, I filmed this King Richard, awesome,
Oh,
check it out. And then he's like, COVID
that
hit.
required me to put on
Yeah,
some
yeah,
pounds.
whatever he said. He was
Yeah.
he's like that floofy or something. And
Yeah.
and then yeah, and then he's like, COVID hit, and he's like, I went above and beyond that King Richard weight, and
Yeah.
here I am. And it was just really like, I'm really liking it so far, and it makes me want to read that fucking book.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I'm guaranteed this will be the first book I read in fucking
yeah,
ages.
I figured because
Yeah.
he's sitting there narrating parts of the book, and I'm in, man. Like he's
Oh,
being real.
completely. And I like that idea of him literally is like everybody that's going to be in the chapters is around this table and give them the
Right.
chance to just speak on it, listen, and
Like
shit
they
like
can get
that.
mad if they want. Yeah,
I'm like, I love that.
me too. Yeah,
So yeah, I don't know how many episodes there are, but I hope there's a lot.
I'm in.
We'll see from here.
So
But
that's
I'm
what I was
fucking
saying
loving it.
for your plane ride. I was like, headphones on. If I was like, I hope they got free Wi-Fi on the plane. because man, that is like a phenomenal piece of content that you can just fly through.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So I don't have much, but the thing that I do, let's see, I completely even forgot to just pull it up, but
What you
I'll
got?
set it up while I look for it. So apparently, Vin Diesel has kind of come to his senses a little bit. Well, a lot of bit. He's like, listen, we can't do this shit without you, bruh. We written this part for you and yada yada yada. I will read what he said
Okay, good.
verbatim. Let's see. Get out of here. This new update has me all fucked up. So he posts a picture on Instagram with him and The Rock. Instantly blows himself up bigger than The Rock. I noticed that immediately.
Can I just kind of say that? So like I didn't see the actual picture. The first time I saw the post was a screenshot of the paragraph, and I could see
Right.
the bottom of the picture, and I was like, oh, it's that picture from okay, got it. And then I saw somebody post it and were like, do y'all see that he made himself, he photoshopped himself bigger, which
He
was
did.
so weird.
It's very weird.
So
but
weird. But
also
please
it's Vin
continue.
Diesel. It's Vin Diesel, so it's not surprising. My little brother Dwayne, which we'll get into that. The time has come. The world awaits the finale of Fast 10. As you know, my children refer to you as Uncle Dwayne in my house. There's not a holiday that goes by that they and you don't send well wishes. But the time has come. Legacy awaits. I told you years ago that I was going to fulfill my promise to Pablo. That's Paul Walker, for those of you who do not know.
Mm-hmm.
I swore that we would reach and manifest the best fast in the finale that is 10. I say this out of love, but you must show up. Do not leave the franchise idle. You have a very important role to play. Hobbs can't be played by no other, which obviously,
No
yes.
shit. Yeah.
I hope that you rise to the occasion and fulfill your destiny. I want to say something really quick.
Please.
And this is kind of slightly annoying me, and just people I feel egging it on a little bit of dramatic, or this could very well be the case. But everyone's just leading with the latter. The beginning. My little brother Dwayne.
So exactly. I'm glad you're saying this.
Am I the only? Well, I don't know which way that you're swaying for this, but am I the only motherfucker that in my head and common logic, when somebody or relative is older than you, that's my little brother, that's my little
Right.
sister, that's my little cousin, yada yada yada.
Correct.
Natural shit.
Correct.
Everybody's like, oh, he's talking down, big this, passive this, aggressive that, he's talking shit. What? You're just feeding, just throwing the shit into it, and it's dumb. It's literally a thing in family life. Like, hey, that's my little brother John. Hey, that's my little brother
Right.
Dwayne, my little sister. The internet is running with this one little fucking statement. I'm like, can we please grow it up?
Yeah.
And again, I'm not taking away that that's completely beyond the realm of possibility. Highly doubtful right now. It's just like, hey, little brother, family. He fucking calls John Cena little brother like 5 times in F9,
Right.
and the motherfucker is like a giant compared to it, like Vin Diesel. So it's like, enough. It's dumb. But anywho, on to, I guess you agree by the way you're.
Right. Yeah. No, that I don't see that as disrespectful at all. Like
At all.
you're my big brother. Like I would call you big brother for sure because you're ahead of me in life. You would teach me things that I haven't been through, things like that. It's like I don't understand why people are so upset about that. Like because I looked it up. Like The Rock has an older brother, and I bet you $1 million he calls that man his big brother.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I bet you $1 million he's at least 6 inches taller than that motherfucker. Like, and I bet he's twice as wide as him too. Like he's bigger than his big brother. That does not mean that that's not his big brother.
Right.
Like I don't understand why people have to freak out on that. Like, especially like Kenya saying that, like, I don't know if he has older siblings, but like Kenya's a big motherfucker.
Mhm.
And like, yeah, he's somebody's little brother, you know, like, and it's not disrespect. Like, it's just,
Right.
it's literally age, like it's the number of years that you've been here. Like that's it.
Right.
Is all that
Literally,
means.
it's just the internet wanting to stir the pot.
They're
Everyone's
starring
like,
that.
no,
Yeah.
like, come on, like this is a step towards getting something that people fucking want. Like, we want to see The Rock
Right.
back in it
Sure.
fast. So I'm like, don't dampen or ruin that by the internet shit of, oh, he's Rock, he's trying to blah 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 blah. I'm like,
Yeah.
dear, shut up. But anywho, I got into this. It feels like, yes, not only did it come to a senses because this is literally the man that skyrocketed your franchise back to life,
Correct.
but it is the finale of this global ass, one of the biggest franchises fucking ever, and you need him in the closing chapter. It only makes sense. What are your thoughts on it?
No, I mean, you're completely right. I think that this is a funny because
Right.
I think the Rock, there's a 50-50 chance. Either the Rock is laughing his ass off because talking about fulfill your destiny, all this shit, like
Right.
the Rock sitting there going, my destiny is not fucking fast. Like I don't care about that franchise in terms of
Right.
my destiny. Like he's like, my legacy is not going to be the fast
Vin
franchise.
Diesel just speaks dramatically on a
And
day
right,
basis.
but really and truly though, Vin Diesel's legacy will be the Fast franchise.
Yeah.
That's his legacy. I mean, he could
Yeah.
go on to do other things. That's what, when you think of Vin Diesel, that's what he brought to us.
Absolutely.
And I think that that's the right term for Vin Diesel. Whereas The Rock, it is the people's champ, Attitude Era WWE, just to start, and then literally working his way up to the highest paid actor working today. Absolutely murdering the box office. And he's sitting there going,
Yeah.
I don't need that franchise. And even if you
Yeah.
remember, after I saw Fast 9 and had a full on like furious freak out, what did I say? I said, I will never watch another Fast movie that doesn't have The Rock in it. Period.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it. And I really, at that time, I really meant it's going to be Hobbs and Shaw, because at that time The Rock was like, hey, fuck you, I'm out. Like he had already
Right.
prior said that. So, but also, yeah, like at the end of the day, you liked the movie, but also I think you understand it's not the best of the franchise.
No.
And so I definitely think it's something where Fast 9 made a ton of money.
Yes, it did.
Just like I'm trying to think of like an example would be like Iron Man 3, which I enjoy Iron Man 3, but that made the most money out of the Iron Man movies, when it's obviously the second best Iron Man movie. The first Iron Man is a million times better than Iron Man 3, and Iron Man 3 is good. It's just Iron Man 1's incredible. Or look at a shittier franchise like Transformers. First Transformer is good. I loved that movie as a kid. It was my favorite movie. Yeah, and but then Transformers 2 came out, which was the worst one, at least for a long time, and it made way more money because the first one was so good. But that also happens opposite, where you had, what was it called? Fate of the Furious, it was F8, had The Rock in it somewhat. Whatever, but it was good. Like people liked it. So they came out to F9, and people are not liking F9 as much as other ones. So now less people will show up to Fast 10 unless you bring The Rock. Then it will do the same, if not better, because he's the fucking Rock. He brings box office to any project that he does.
Yep.
And so I think it's definitely smart for Vin to go after The Rock again. But I also think, to be honest, The Rock's pretty goddamn busy. He works
I don't know how he fit it.
And I mean, he's got Black Adam, obviously. Who knows what other little things he's got, and then he's got now Jungle Cruise 2 coming up. He's got all these things that apparently they're going to throw
Jumanji 3,
sure. Right? And so I mean, he's got franchises that he's like, I'm good. So I'd be interested to see, because also if there is somebody that's like, I'll take the work on, it's The Rock. So, but really, what I ended up posting is the truth. If The Rock comes back, the only way he comes back is if he looks at everyone else on the cast sheet, everyone to extras, and says, I want Vin Diesel to the lowest extra that's not even on screen. Everybody in between, sum up whatever they make on this movie, I'll take all that as my paycheck. Like,
Oof.
I want as much money as everyone else combined, and they'll probably do it.
I'm pretty sure he'll
Um,
produce this. If they do, he'll be a producing partner on it for
sure,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely see that because also though I'm confused about this finale. I thought they were. Are they trying to say Fast 10 Part 1 Part 2 is the finale, not Fast 10 and 11?
Yeah, there's no 11. It's just
Okay.
10. That's it. Done.
Well, but it's a Part 1 Part 2.
FX. Boom. I don't know anymore. Is
I
it
think
still
I
a part 1 and 2?
well, so that's what I'm kind of is this kind of because that's what I've heard is that it's Part 1 Part 2, which is a terrible idea by the way, but
'Cause I know that 10 and 11 was supposed to be like the
that was the cap off, yeah.
right, the back to back like
Right.
continuation and shoot back to back and all that good stuff.
Right.
But I think FX, which I said that shit before they dropped. I said, you call that shit FX and nothing else. And now people are running with FX, and that's glorious.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious, but yes.
It is
continue.
obvious, but you never know.
Right.
So yeah, it's we'll see. I think it may just be one and done. But I don't care. I'm with it for part 1 and 2.
Because
Wow,
that's
whatever.
kind of what I'm wondering. You think they might be trying to bring The Rock back, make him a lead in if this is a part 1, in the part 1 and him die at the end? Like somebody actually has, some sort of thing where like
No, because I need to do Hobbs and Shaw 2.
it could be a prequel.
That's stupid. Don't do that.
No, I agree. It's stupid. But so is the whole franchise.
I've
stop
had
them.
enough Black Widowing me. Like I'm okay.
Good point.
Right. I'm all right with that. So yeah. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Within the next however long in life. Do you think The Rock will say something or no?
Honestly, after what was that magazine that he did that like he was real honest with?
Vanity Fair.
After that article,
Mm.
I think he's kind of like, man, I'm beyond this. Like, I don't think he'll say anything publicly. I think it's talk to my agent, give me a number, give me script ideas of what you're thinking about doing, and I'll talk to my agent about it, kind of thing. Like, I don't think he's going to be, because that's what Vin Diesel wants is for the fans to Zack Snyder this.
Or rally it up
and say like, The Rock, you have to do this. Like, try to people's champ him.
Yeah.
And say like, this is what we need. Like we would hate the movie without you, and him be like, all right, let's fucking do this because that's what The Rock is.
As he says, we are his number one boss. So it's like
right. And I say go do better projects, my boy. I mean,
true, but you're not the majority. People want to see him close out this billions of dollar franchise.
I don't think they care.
You're crazy. But all right, so there's that situation. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, for sure.
We're looking closely, tracking as we go. Let's see. I have this. Somebody got this for me one day where it's out. I have no idea what the fuck this is. Pink Whitney. It's a new Amsterdam. Might try that.
There you go.
Yeah, why not? So yeah, I don't have anything else for out there in the world, and I still have Welcome to the Show the whole time Out There in the World was on. Why did you not tell me anything? I guess you didn't peep with your damn self. So, okay. So, do you have anything else?
I think I'm good.
Well, with that
you need to quickly make a friend at your apartment complex. That's the only other thing. Because apparently it's now getting delivered. It was Thursday. Now it's tomorrow, and I don't know what's happening.
Okay, this is just ridiculous. I don't know what. I hope I can trust thy neighbor. I don't know. Lord Jesus, if I come back and it's not there, just tell me what it was, and I'll just cry in the corner.
You will cry because it's fucking awesome.
You son of a bitch! Oh, Jesus Christ! Okay.
Oh God, it's really cool.
Okay, fine, whatever. That's been Out There in the World. If you feel like we've missed anything, please let it be known in the live chat comment section right now, or if you're watching on playback, drop it off in the comment section. There's a lot of comment section. And we will peep in. We like to keep the conversation going. All right. So for our main 2 topics of the evening, and thankfully there's only 2 because I am tired and I have a flight to catch. So this a lot has been going on with this young man as of the past few days. We have Spider-Man, the fucking menace himself, has been making headlines all over. First, we got a poster, an official poster,
Correct.
dropped, which I was, okay. But it has confirmed the villains. We all were like, is he, isn't he, won't they, will they, whatever. We now have confirmed everybody and the mothers in this bitch. We see some little Electro motherfuckers out there. We have some little Sandman. We have William Dafoe, Goblin floating in the back in the distance. And then just Doc Ock shit all over the place.
Yep.
And just a cut and paste picture of Spidey on the car. The poster was, it was lackluster. It was okay. It happened. Spider-Man posters are hit or miss.
Very.
Yeah. But it is
Mostly
what it
miss.
is. It's Photoshop galore with Spider-Man posters for some reason.
Yeah.
So yeah. So what did you think about it?
I'm looking at it right here. I mean, it really is what they're messing up is the question of why in the fuck is this poster coming out now and not when the first trailer dropped?
Yeah, it's weird.
Because this is a teaser poster for the movie. This isn't the theatrical poster. This is the teaser poster. I mean, I really have no idea what they're thinking when it comes to marketing of this, because it's not a theatrical poster, but they're like, yeah, let's wait months.
It's Sony behind it.
And then drop this. And it's like they're dropping the teaser poster at around the time they're supposed to be dropping the second trailer with tickets going on sale and the theatrical poster. And we get the teaser poster. It's like, what are they thinking? But that is Sony for you. I mean, they're disappointing in almost every facet when it comes to marketing. So that's just kind of them. But yes, it looks like we at least have Doc Ock, Sandman, Electro, and Goblin right here. No Lizard on the poster, which is kind of funny because
no Venom.
Because I want to say that the whatever that was, where they keep posting the pictures of from the bridge, whatever that article was, they kind of say, I think, that the Lizard's in it as well.
I didn't look in. I'm staying, so I've muted everything about Spider-Man in life.
It, like John Watts was like, it's only a rumor, but and like was saying this, but it's like they wouldn't write it if it wasn't a thing. But
right.
Anyway, it's a fine poster. Like I would have dug this poster a lot if it came out the day after the trailer or the day of that we already got, because it goes perfectly with that.
It's not bad.
Delicious.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fine.
It's okay. Nothing go crazy. I'm like, oh my god, this poster's so amazing. No, none of that shit.
No.
It was all right. It did its job. It's just for confirmation, if anything. But he's not the main reason why we're talking about this young man today, because boy, oh boy. No, I did not see these. Like I said, the minute that happened, that's when I was like, mute.
Yeah.
I saw like glimpses of shit.
Correct.
Because dumbass people on fucking Instagram bitching like, why would you do that? And put it on their fucking post. So I was like, whoa. So like, I have a vague idea. Shit that obviously we all know, but I want to wait for the film to see it happen. So I've only seen a glimpse of one particular, like, fast. I was like, fuck you.
Right.
Apparently quite some shit has leaked for Spider-Man No Way Home. Very important things, very crucial things, very big things that set the internet ablaze. And it is all thanks to one John Campea. This man loves the spotlight. I don't know what it is, but he's always fucking up with some shit. I don't see how this man isn't more famous than he is, to be completely honest with you. For how many times he's trending on some dumb shit.
Right.
is beyond me. So apparently on his live show, he just flung the bitches out like it was like it was nothing. Just
I don't think it was on the live show. I think he was just posting them on Twitter.
I thought it was on his live show, no?
I think it was just strictly on Twitter because he kind of used
Okay.
that as a defense. But continue because
I saw bits and pieces of his defense and so I'm like, here's how you know, look at such and such's dick. I'm like, wait, what?
yeah,
So I was like, okay, so we're bringing it back a little bit right now. So yeah, he leaked it, and everybody is like, "Why the fuck? What the fuck?" And I'm
Yeah.
sure Sony and Marvel are sitting there like, "What is happening?"
right.
Like hitting the panic button. He should have just got flat out like sued or banned or
I
all
could
of
see
the
things
above.
coming.
Right. I'm like, you broke major shit.
Yeah.
And your name apparently is just chilling there, like, hey, on the prints, on everything, this is
That's
mine.
yeah.
Hey, like, I didn't see his thing of like his apology or reason or whatever the fuck it was.
Right.
Because I didn't want to get spoiled of what they were. So I was like, I'm just not going to. But the dick part was just there.
That's
'cause I
just
was
a
making
little
fun
clip.
of it.
Right.
Right.
I've only seen that
So
too.
I was
Yeah.
like, that's hilariously stupid. But so yeah, so we have him to blame again for setting the internet a frenzy, ablaze, companies panicking, and any hopes of anybody that was like, I haven't seen a single thing, I don't know, and I'm happy and great. The whole world just came crashing down. So yeah, what do you think, man? What do you think?
I think this is half hilarious, but also just so fucking disappointing. Like
Yeah.
on his part, because what he did is he did it in two different posts, and he was saying, "Look at how good these photoshops are," and he's posting frames straight from the movie and big frames. And like you, I have basically heard slight descriptions that seemingly I figured would happen. So it's not like I'm too upset, but like I didn't actually see them, but I did read one of his paragraphs while it was up. I was reading it on
I never do
Twitter,
that.
but the picture was out of frame, and I'm reading the paragraph, and I'm seeing, I want to say it was Adam from Heroes Reforged. It's on my feed because it says Adam like replied to this or something, and so it's saying this, and I was like, okay, Adam replied to this for some reason. So I scrolled quickly and then went back up, and he said something along the lines of like, either that's the greatest Photoshop of all time, or it's not a Photoshop, like kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, like, is this actually happening right now? And then I heard about the fact that apparently he received these pictures from someone, took them into, Photoshop or an editor of some sort, added a watermark of his account to them. And because the last time he posted a awesome fan Photoshop himself, it got 12,000 retweets, and he wanted people to, and also people would then save it and post it themselves. So he wanted people to know where it came from. And it's like, it's not your fucking work if it is Photoshop. But ended up not being Photoshop. So he just plastered his watermark on
And then you're taking credit for other
leaks.
people's like shit.
So yeah, it's either you're plagiarizing or you're leaking massive shit.
or
And yeah, so it's an absolutely insane situation because he was saying how he's like, look, guys, if I wanted this to make my YouTube channel explode and me actually make more money, I would have put it on my live show. He's like, I thought it was a Photoshop, so I just posted on Twitter for fun. And it's like, and what I posted on Twitter, I can't remember exactly what I said, but so I'm going to read it here. But what I said is this. I said, Campy just needs to come out and say he completely fucked up, apologize to everyone, and Disney and Sony should never invite him to a premiere again. At the end of the day, he got those pictures from someone, and he knew they were real from the jump because of whoever that person was.
Right.
And that's the truth. That
Not just no
person,
mystery ass email like, ooh,
right?
surprise.
That's not from Boss Logic going, hey, look at these cool edits I made, and
Right.
but Campia, you post them. No, that's coming from someone who is behind the scenes somewhere.
Yeah.
Whether it's a VFX place, whether it's Sony, whether it's Marvel, whether it's Disney, and so they just got a hold of it, whatever it may be. He knew they were real from the jump, and he said, here's the facade I can put up to get this out there, get me trending, get this going, and I can take them down. It won't be that bad, whatever. And
no, bro.
it really did exactly what he wants, because from what I see, he's on his live show going, look, guys, sorry, but not sorry, because I didn't know they were real either. He's like, and he's like, it's like, no, fuck you. You definitely knew.
Yeah.
Because you looked at them a lot longer than before you posted it, because you had to sit there and put a goddamn watermark on it.
Right.
Like, you were sitting there staring them down.
That's right. Instead of trying to, do that bullshit and looking at this man's dick, you should have been double thinking about, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
I shouldn't do this.
Maybe the guy over here that works at Sony didn't send me photoshops from a random person that lives somewhere.
Hey, Tonio. Yeah, it's
it's
like
crazy.
This man, like, the entitlement is insane with Campia. Like, just do whatever I want, say whatever the fuck I want. No one's gonna say anything. Puff my chest out, have my fits and vents, and some of them hilarious.
Sure.
Like, okay, got it, funny, entertaining. But most of them, I'm like, bruh, bring it back.
I know, like, man, you're being a dick for no reason.
Right. Like, there's too much negative while you're ranting, and the shit that you say during that's overpowering the, like, oh, this is funny, entertaining type shit.
Right.
Like, ever since the whole Transformers shit, like, a couple of hood niggas, I was like, oh my God. Like,
the fact that he's survived that.
Yes.
It's why he's so entitled and thinks nothing else matters.
Right, because I can toy with, racial slurs and I'd be okay. I'm fine.
But that was like, what year was that? 2009 or like?
Yeah, that was back when Transformers 2 or 3 came out.
Yeah,
one of them. He was talking about the two Hispanic Autobots.
Right. Yeah, that was the second one. But
whatever. Yeah,
I just
like, I don't know.
It's funny because Campia has literally he actually was the guy that made me look at movies differently. Like, I found AMC Movie Talk, and that made me get the idea to understand that I love movies.
Right.
Like, and before then it was I didn't even know that, like, you could find out details behind the scenes of a movie that's being made. Like, I didn't know that was a thing. It's like, oh, you got to wait for a trailer or, whatever. It's like, all of a sudden it's like, oh no, this person got cast and they're doing this. And like, he was the one that got me that way, and everybody at AMC. And, but he has, I wouldn't say slowly, but, obviously massively fallen off for me years ago. I mean, I really haven't watched him specifically in a long time, but
me neither.
It's kind of hilarious because what I will say is probably about a week ago, maybe a little bit more, something caught my eye that he posted, and I actually brought it up to my boss as we were talking about like waiters and waitresses and how no restaurants right now have staff, and it's because it's not worth them working there because of COVID, less people are going out to eat, and they're not making enough money to survive off of tips and whatever. And so, and Campia actually posted a job listing to work for him like a week ago.
Okay.
And I looked at it because I was interested to see what he's paying. And he's requiring, I think it was at least 3 days, but I think it was 4 days a week. You have to be there in studio with them. So he's like, you need to either be living in Los Angeles or the surrounding area and be able to commute. Like, this will not be a remote only job. but also like you're going to be doing a 5-minute show every day about news in regards to movies that I'm not talking about on the show. And that needs to be ready before I go live. And like all that, like it was so much work. Like, and like dealing with
Jesus.
social media and dealing with helping grow and dealing with connecting with new opportunities to get press stuff and like going to screenings and all this. And it was $15 an hour. And I'm like,
Girl.
Los Angeles, California,
Right.
and you're paying $15 an hour? You're insane.
That's
Like,
wild.
that's not like I live in Texas,
doesn't
the
equate
cheapest
at
fucking
all.
place to live, and that's not enough.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just not. So it was, and I get it in the sense of like he probably cannot afford someone more than that. But the point is, then you need to not hire someone because he was also requiring, I think, minimum of 2 years experience on camera hosting something.
Okay.
So it's like, who the fuck is gonna go 2 years of working themselves on camera and then go work for the John Campea show, only
Right.
pushing his name higher? They
Right.
will never. It will never become the John and John show if you went and worked for him. It's, oh, thanks for helping me out. You know, like, yeah, you worked your ass off and made my name bigger, and now I'm taking my wife to the premiere of, you know, whatever. It's like, no, fuck you.
Right. It's,
And so I've never really liked his character that much, and this just
I didn't
seemed
mind it back in his Collider days. I was
right.
like, okay, cool. Yeah.
Like I've always understood that he was kind of a dick, but like,
Oh yeah.
but that's okay.
Common through line.
Right.
Common through line.
But he's so entitled, and this really was. It's so obvious that like he posted these leaks on purpose.
Oh, that's deliberate.
And he knew it, and this is a problem. Like I could actually see lawyers getting involved.
They need to.
I really hope he never, ever gets invited to anything Marvel, Sony, Disney ever again. Yeah, because he
should be cast the fuck out.
Right.
Like Tom Hanks' ass and Wilson chilling. Like, nope. Sorry, bro. Can't do it. We tried. Sorry.
Because and that's the thing too, is one thing on his live show that he did, for anyone that didn't know, he admitted that since posting these, Sony has been in contact with him to ask where he got the pictures from,
right?
Who, like, how did you get these, you know, things like that, and like, did you really put your name on them, kind of thing. Like they like asked him that, which therefore confirms that they were true screenshots from the movie, because there's no reason that the giant corporation would be contacting this man if that wasn't the case, because they are looking for whoever leaked them to him.
Completely fucked up. And Alex, you've seen this show how many times? The man's name is up there.
Oh, I do. This is a big office here. This is a bedroom.
Converted.
But yeah, this is a crazy situation.
It's
to be honest.
Him and fucking Tyrone Magnus are just on fire.
Oh God, yeah. Don't even get me started on Tyrone. She's fucked me.
We can dabble that into a little bit as we get into our next topic.
Look at all that office space. Look at that. It's fucking fantastic.
All those little figures back there. Mm-hmm. All his little figures. Okay. Oh, everybody's attending. Thank y'all for watching so far and joining the show. Let's see. Okay. So John Campea, yeah, you fucked up. Hope you get what you deserve, because that was some fucked up shit. So, all right. If you have anything more to say, please let it be known in the live chat or in the comment sections below. Man. And because I'm sure we can all do that, man. And it's like, I don't know. But anywho, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, hit that notification bell if you like what you see. If you made it this far, whether you're watching on Facebook, Twitter, follow, subscribe, wherever it you are, or do all of it. Why not? You got some time. So, a little Macy's. That's where I got it from. Everybody's loving my pots.
They love your pots and pans.
My pots and pans, man. Let's talk about. Okay, so a movie premiered not too long ago.
Full spoilers.
Full spoilers for this film. If you have not seen it, turn away
gone.
now or mute it, and we will swing hands when we're done.
There you go.
We'll give you
If
spirit
we don't
fingers,
forget.
jazz hands. If we don't forget, I won't forget. I got y'all.
Okay, there you go.
Eternals. Eternals officially dropped out to the world in theaters only. Thank you very much. And yeah, Chloe Zhao, the latest film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, dropped to a good box office, I should say. Coming into it, Rotten Tomatoes was like, "Oh my god, PU, the worst movie in MCU ever." So I had a lot of people on the fence. I was not swayed by their fuck shit, so I just decided to see for myself. I watched it. It follows the story of the Eternals throughout their years on Earth, several thousands of years. Why they came, what happened when they broke up, their lives in and out of between, and now this threat has come that have to unite our heroes to save the universe after they realize the tragic truth behind their true. There was a lot of T's and tragic. I confused where the fuck I was editing that shit. Their true purpose here on Earth. So I personally, I watched the film. I was in it. Boom, boom, boom. Walked out of it and ended up really liking this film. I immediately tweeted. I was like, "Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes and critics are fucking stupid. No idea what they're talking about. It's not nearly as fucking bad as they're talking about." Yeah, I really dug the film. The tone was cool. It was very Chloe Zhao in terms of the way that bitch looked. I was like, this is all natural everything.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, okay, got it. I loved the performances. Everybody was cool and rocked this shit. I was like, holy hell. I really like the suits. I like the story. I really like the middle part of the film is like my favorite. Middle's like end. First part, it was getting his feet. You know, there was a director, like my first big thing, getting his feet. I'm like, cool.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, like I'm like, it's all right. Like it was there. It was still cool. You know, we had a lot of fast jump cuts and a lot of just like boom, boom, we're here, now we're there, and bam, bam, bam. I'm like, okay, we're moving. Okay, cool. And it'll slow down randomly. So I'm like, she's getting her footing. I'm not mad at it. But from the second act on, I loved it. What did you think? And then we'll dive right into everything and spoilers and all that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I think the scores are too low. Like right now, it's got a 46% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
I would put this more at about
dumb.
I'd put this more at about a 60 for me. I think it's fine to good. I honestly, it's nowhere near as bad for me as this, but I got the same kind of feelings as when I saw Captain Marvel is what I got out of this.
Oh my God.
Where actors are perfectly fine, you know, especially in Eternals, there's not a bad performance in the bunch.
Oh God, no.
But I do think
so many standouts.
I think script is rough, and I think the director was overwhelmed. I mean, and it's quite apparent, especially like the first 15 minutes of this movie, the directing and editing is so bad. Like, I was terrified, and it gets much better.
I didn't go that far, but I definitely saw it.
I mean, like, because I don't know if you saw the people online that like are using that clip from the trailers of Angelina slicing the deviant's legs and then spinning and like posing, and the slide is
I didn't see.
The slide is all CG and then spins, and it's actually her live action.
Yeah.
I was like trying to defend it on Twitter, saying like, "There's no way this is actually in the movie. This is two different scenes cut for the trailer. To like, here's an action shot and here's a beautiful Angelina shot, because she's spinning out of the CG shot and the cut to her live action. It's the wrong direction of spin, and like the weapon is held differently and like all this, and it's supposed to be a split, like it's the same flow of movement and it's completely off. And no, that's actually in the movie. Like it is full fledged. Like that is what's in the movie. And
We'll have to go back and look at that.
I don't know how that happened. But and the first of it was really, I was struggling, but it gets much better as we go on. But really though, I think that the potential from Eternals is massive. Like
Absolutely.
that's where I'm like, hey, this truly was meant to set shit up, and it did that. I like all the characters that they've introduced. I love some of them. Other ones are fine. And I think that also there were way too many characters for her to handle. She did her best. But I think if there were 8 Eternals, because she originally wrote 12, is what they just came out and said, and they cut 2. But if there were 8, I think it really could have helped, because at the end of the day, we have not seen anything like this before, where, you know, Avengers, they were already all set up. Guardians is only 5 people, so like
Alex,
it's
you're
easier.
an idiot.
It's only 5 people, so it's easier to set up.
Right.
And this is 10 heroes. Like that's tough. The deviants are an afterthought. They're not meant to even be a problem. You know, really, it's meant, this movie's meant to set up the heroes here.
Right.
We never even hear Crow's name in the movie. Like he's supposed to be the main villain.
Yeah, you do.
I guess I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
He say it once.
Yeah. I think so. I mean, I know he definitely said it, but it wasn't like crow, 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 crow. But he definitely said it.
But yeah, it was just it was a struggle of a movie. I think the writing was really tough. And what I'll say, you know, Kenya was there with me, my boss was there with me, and my girl was there with me. And my boss loves damn near everything. Like he can watch the shittiest movie and be like, I really enjoyed that. Like Venom: Let There Be Carnage. He was like, I really loved watching that. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm like, okay, I'm good for you. And this movie ended, and his sentence was, I didn't hate a second of that. And I said, I agree. I said, but I don't think I loved a second of it either. And he was like,
I definitely did.
And he was like, I think I agree with that too. And so that's kind of, that's where I'm at. It's definitely like, I would give it a 6-ish out of 10, maybe 6.5. I wish I could have seen it again, but obviously this week has just been crazy. Hit it at a bad time. But yeah, I'm excited to get into spoilers though, because we can kind of talk about more of the writing and things like that and characters.
So I will say the thing that I really loved was the flashback scenes and their integration throughout history. I really liked that.
Really? Okay.
Their inspiration, their influence, I really liked that. The times that went back. All the characters and actors, like I said, shined for me. They were great, small or big.
Yeah.
The standout, fucking Angelina, you can't go wrong. Angelina, like Jesus Christ. What's the name? I love, and I have so ever since I adore her on The Walking Dead. Lauren Ridloff, who played Makari.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely love her, especially at the end. Dear God, I was like, okay, she's fucking taking me right now, and I can't handle it. It's great. She was whooping his ass. Loved it. Brian Tyree Henry, which was great. The only person who annoyed me was Sprite's ass. She annoyed the fuck out of me.
Which I think that was the point. But
it was, but I guess you're a goddamn amazing actor because I bought it and you annoyed me.
Yeah. She was incredible, by the way, in terms of her. That's a 14-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Having to play, you know, a 7,000-year-old being. I thought she did a great job.
Right. I feel like Gamma Chen, she did really well. Forgot she was in Captain Marvel. I was like, wait, she's double backing.
Yeah.
Richard Madden, I thought he was cool.
Great.
He fit the role. Yeah, really good. Which it sucks. I already knew the direction it was going in the trailers, it was going to happen with his character, like the betrayal, and I was
As
like,
soon
okay,
as
I
it,
knew it.
I was like, he's bad. He killed her
Right, because there was a shot in the trailer where he's like shooting his beams, all angry and shit. I'm
in the
like,
grass outside that house.
right, yeah, I'm like,
Exactly.
damn, he just fucking killed Ajax.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. And long and behold, that's what he did. So basically, the Eternals found out that they were not organic beings like they had thought. They were
Right.
literally created, one of many, by the Celestials, which look amazing in fucking IMAX. Dear
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
every time one was on screen, I was like, new drawers, anybody? It
Yeah.
was amazing. So they found out they were actually created to basically set up the birth of Celestials and every planet that they're in, both them and the Deviants. You
Yeah.
had to give one to Carrack the other. The Deviants came first, but then he ended up losing control. So he created, I can't even talk, created the Eternals to wipe them out.
Yeah.
But of course, they ended up learning this truth because Ajax was like, listen, you my boy. I got you. I do anything you want. But these people here, something different, homie.
I
Like,
like
I
'em.
don't
Yeah.
don't know. Right. And he was like, bitch, you will do as I ask.
Listen here, bitch.
Right. And she was like, I'm sorry. And started to basically, like, they came to a point in the movie where literally the Deviants are wiped out of Earth. All gone. The Eternals did their job. And Ajax was like, listen, go live your life. Because, like, we just can't keep being here in the shadows. Because Druig is like, we're too strong for this, yada, yada, yada. Like, a whole turmoil. So they split up for years, done.
Yeah.
She comes back because the emergence is about to happen, the birth of the Celestial. And of course, that doesn't sit with Ikaris because he's straight with the mission. He's that guy. Like, fuck it, I can't I can't let you do this, despite everything. And then when they find out the truth, it literally comes for Cersei, what's his name? Yeah, Cersei to lead, and for the Eternals to save the world before the birth of the new Celestial. The graphics, the scale when this stuff happened was great. I loved. And Jon Snow is in this. I keep forgetting.
Correct. Yeah. Kit Harington.
Kit Harington, who plays a very important role in the end. Kamal was cool. I liked him seeing more of his action stuff, like when he's doing all that. That's cool. But him I was like, okay, you're fair. I liked his buddy more than I did him.
He was barely in it. Like that's kind of where it's like, I don't know who to cut out from the story that they're trying to tell.
I wouldn't cut any of them out. I'm
sorry,
I loved them all.
It's too many people. Like they needed to mix some characters in a way, but no, from the things that you said, like one thing I do think, like in terms of writing, like the Deviants, it's so true that, back in the day, we wiped them all out. And that's why we kind of split up. We've just been living because we're waiting for our mission to be over. Like we've completed it. Why aren't they calling us back? And it's because that's not the actual mission, whatever. But then also, hey, surprise, global warming has all of a sudden just happened to, unfreeze like 5 deviants. And they're barely in it. They die relatively quickly.
Right.
And it's unnecessary. Like I honestly think that the deviants should have been the villains of the flashbacks, and then present day should have been, they could have built off of possibly Ikaris earlier, or just really figuring out that stuff quicker in the present day to kind of have a good separation there, because the deviants were unnecessary in the present day.
Right, because they became self-aware.
Right.
And they started sucking up Eternal's powers.
Right, because they can evolve, whereas Eternals cannot. But then Cersei is, so it's interesting. But yeah, I mean, my favorite character by far is Phastos. Brian Tyree Henry is
amazing in that.
Awesome. I loved him. I love the fact that he's the one that's like meant to help push humanity forward every few millennia. He's like, let me go ahead and give you a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then you get the atomic bomb, which we saw in the trailer, which I wish they hadn't shown, but atomic bomb, he kind of falls off on humanity for a long time. And then he ends up finding love, family. And I love the fact that at the end of the day, he's like, I'm here for those two people.
Yeah.
He's like, humans aren't worth saving besides right there. And I love that so much. I relate to that a lot, where it's like, man, fuck all these people besides mine. Like, and you know, I have a lot of people that are not blood to me or whatever, but it's like, if you're not mine, fuck off, like, kind of thing. And so I love that. Makari she's the only one. Multiple times in the movie,
Amazing.
I basically learned, which I said this in my video, but I basically learned that I do have some type of fetish for speedsters,
Right.
and I just think it's fucking awesome.
The way her speedster shit was like displayed.
I love how different it is. It's smart to do it differently. But when she was doing her thing, because she really only got to go like have like segments where she's just doing stuff fast, like 3 times in the movie. But all 3 times, not even like realizing I'm doing it, I'm sitting there going, "Oh, that's dope." Like I like said that out loud, and I was like, "Oh my God." And like my boss was like, "Right?" Like he was like, "Holy crap." And I realized that like, I just think like that is it looks so good, but also like it's just fire,
her
man.
Fight with Icarus, she was giving that boy them hands.
Yeah,
like she wasn't even touching him, and I love that she used her speed. Like she'll dip out and come back, and she won't hit him, but the force of her speed will come and fuck him into like a wall.
She's
like,
pushing so much air in front of her that she can stop, and it's a shockwave that hits somebody. It's awesome. Like that's the thing, is like that is what would actually happen.
Yeah,
like that's why a blank
looks so cool.
a blank can kill somebody. It's because it's pushing air so quickly out of that gun that it'll still blow your brain off if it's too close. And so it's so smart to use it. But then other standouts for me, really love Don Lee, Gilgamesh. I wish I
so good, man.
This is like, I don't want this to sound insensitive, but like as a, you know, selfish American white guy, I wish I could have understood him better. Like sometimes his words, he was talking too quick, and I was having to kind of figure out what he was saying.
Oh, I didn't have that. It's interesting.
But and then Angelina she's really good for what she's got. She's
so badass.
She's really like the tragic side of the story.
Yeah.
And
she's still fucked up because she's the only one that still has, without knowing, like recollection of
she's trying to get memories back. Yeah.
What did they call it? It was oh my God, I almost said half washed, wasn't it? Or was it something? I forgot the condition they said that she had, where she just goes
I can't
out like that.
Damn. And then I mean, to be honest, like I liked Kumail, but he was kind of a disappointment for me in how much he got. And also the fact that like, I get what they were trying to do with his character. I just think execution was a little off, in the sense of him going like, "Look, guys," like it was kind of a play on politics today. He's like, "Look, guys, I completely disagree with my beliefs, disagree with what you guys are thinking, but I love you. And so instead of fighting you, I'm just going to dip.
Yeah.
Love you guys. See you later."
Which
and it's
sucks. Like, I really want to see him in that end
exactly.
fight. Yeah.
And so it's like, it's kind of dumb to where we literally have a living Eternal just not show up for the finale.
Right. And it sucks because he's described as like pretty much almost as powerful as Icarus, just he just can't fly. So I'm like, I would love to see that shit, but he's like, "Yeah, I can't do it. Come on, buddy."
Yeah.
Yeah. But his friend's little goodbye I felt that. I was like, "Oh, that
for sure.
That was great." Yeah.
And then I really thought Richard Madden, like, I get that, like, why he dies and like, you know, things like that, but like,
okay, I was gonna ask you, do we think he's dead? He just flew into the bitch and that's it?
So or I are we
just going with the Icarus thing?
I do think that, but also I saw somebody say that apparently, in terms of comics, that same body might return as a different person. to where Richard Madden will return, but it won't be Icarus. Because
Gotcha.
and I don't know if it's a play on the fact that like that same body that flew into the sun will come back, but because of the sun it got damaged and it's a different person, or like we saw in the what they showed Cersei, they have many Eternals that look just like them. Like they're just made in a factory. So, but they could have
Right.
different names and
Literally.
powers, whatever. So, I'm not sure on that. But then also like Kit Harington, I think he has a ton of potential. Like that's
Yeah.
the one that I'm like, man,
A
I
lot.
fucking wish we got more of him because I like him a lot. It's kind of funny because I was looking up stuff prior to the movie about Black Knight because I had heard, hey, you're not going to see him as Black Knight in this. This is very early on. He's going to return, things like that.
Yeah.
But don't expect Black Knight. And I was like, okay, cool. Let me just figure out who this is. And when I learned that basically they were like Black Knight has a really cool idea, and he's been touched by like 5 different comic writers throughout many, many years, and no one's figured him out. Like no Black Knight comic is like great. And I was like, oh shit. Like I was like, potential. Like
Right.
I like the fact that, it's this blade, it's cursed. The more it kills, the more it taints the brain of the person that's got it and makes them want to kill more. And I'm like, I'm in. Like that sounds awesome. And so I like that we got some of that. But then, yeah, man, when it comes to the Celestials there at the end, like movie ends not like I would expect.
Oh yeah.
Where there are no Celestials on Earth by the end of this, or Eternals on Earth by the end of this. It's a crazy time.
Yeah.
And then I do have to bring up the fact of like the Celestial coming out of the Earth would have destroyed the planet. It's coming out of the core of the Earth. Like it would have crumbled the entire planet. But
it's a Marvel movie.
But also what I will honestly say, I said this out loud in the theater as it was happening. I was pretty rude. But as soon as Cersei turned him into marble or whatever, and he froze and he was dead, I said, where in the fuck does Sam Wilson's Captain America fit into this world? He's because it was funny because I was thinking about how, where's the Avengers? And it's like, oh, they have no chance. That's why they're not here. Like Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch, they're the only ones that's got a shot.
Oh, Captain
Besides,
Marvel.
Well, she's off world. She's not here.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Like, and so it was really funny because I love Sam Wilson's Captain America. Steve Rogers' Captain America was my favorite character in the MCU. Now that he's gone, I'm having to figure out. I think it's Scarlet Witch, whatever. But like, they don't fit. And like we have a Celestial halfway out of the ocean on this planet, not going anywhere.
Legit, bro.
Like,
I don't know how.
Yeah, so it's like it's really funny to me. And then I also do think it's smart to, hey Sprite, would you like me to make you a human so that this 14-year-old girl can continue to grow up,
right?
And like cameo in the movies as she, as she wants to, and like,
yeah, because she was getting on my damn nerves. I'm like, you treacherous bitch. Like when she stabs us, like, damn it.
Was funny because so like Kenya brought up, he was like, man, he's like the power scaling's all off, and I was like, well, I don't know about that. I was like, I mean, they all play their role, and like that's the only thing that they do really.
Leave it to Kenya to find something.
But what he said was funny because he goes, the mind controlling guy walks up behind the illusion girl and hits her with the rock, and she's out for the whole finale. And I was like, he was like, she's a god. And I was like,
yeah,
she
got hit in the back of the head by another god.
I was like, but she does illusions, which means she's meant to hide and like get out of places and help others get out of places, not fight. So like, I think she would physically be weak, but
she's not a grown ass person.
But also like that is most definitely a spot where execution, they could have thought of a million other things that would have been better than let me just hit her in the head with a rock. Like,
yeah, that's another god smack you in the back of the head with a rock.
I think that's 14. Terrible. Like, she's not 14. She's 7,000 years old. She just is the size.
Girl.
But like, what would have been better is if Druig had just mind controlled her and said, "Go sleep." or something, and like, hey, I can't help you with the Celestial now. I have to keep her
I mean,
at
can that
bay.
work on other
Um,
Eternals?
they were thinking he could do it to a Celestial. Why, if he's powerful enough to try that, I think he could probably take out an Eternal, the
That's true.
tiny one, like you just said. I mean, if there's one, he's not going to do it to Icarus, but like,
Right.
um,
Right. I liked his suit the best, by the way. Druig, the all black and red shit. That shit was fire. I loved it. That was my favorite one.
who was my favorite on that? That's tough. Honestly, Ajax. Her color scheme is
That was cool.
beautiful suit.
She was great. Can we talk about her? Fucking Salma Hayek. She
Underused
was
massively.
great, but the purpose that she served was great. I was like, I'm here for it. I wish I could see more of you, but goddamn.
Yeah,
Um,
correct.
But yeah, I felt her. Like the point,
Sure.
she was the anchor for all of the moments that needed to be honed in when it was all
Yeah.
coming center from her, and I loved it. Like I said, Angelina was great. I really did love Gilgamesh. He was boxing the hell out of people in the whole movie. Loved it.
Just fucking
And slapped him.
swinging hard. Yeah.
Slapped the shit out of Angelina. I was like, damn. But I loved their relationship. Like I loved
Yeah.
their pairing and him watching over her. It sucks when he fucking bit it.
Right.
To save her. Let me see what else.
I was very surprised with how many died. I'm very happy for it. That's rude
Yeah.
to say, but like after seeing the movie, I think that there was too many
That's
characters.
a lot of pay scale, brother.
And,
to keep going.
Well, yeah, correct. I would have bet all my money that Angelina died, and the fact that they kept her alive. Because
I knew she wasn't gonna die.
But when she signed on, the original script that she signed on for she was the one to die early.
Right.
So,
until I realized we have Angelina fucking Jolie.
And so it's like, and she just signed this contract, so let's fucking use her against her will. And it's pretty smart.
Yeah.
But I do think that's one thing this movie has is stakes in a lot of ways. I mean, they're dying. And I think that's smart to do, not only money-wise, but also storytelling-wise, to get us involved, and then also for future, hey, there's less of them. We can maybe make this a little easier on us. But
yeah, that's why I like this, because it is so vastly different from other
most
MCU.
Different.
Yeah. And which I think that's why people are also like, because it's so different. Yeah. Like it's not a Marvel formula at all. No. It goes by its own beat, its own pace, its own story. It's very story driven. Whether you want to believe it's weak or strong, it's driven off that, and it really hones into it. And I love that. But because it's different, everyone's like, I don't know, why isn't as many shit blowing up and people flying through the yada yada yada. When the action scenes happen, they happen and they're great, and I'm here for it. But I'm an action guy. This was one of those, I felt like the action was great, but I loved those little moments more, and I felt that throughout this. I'm like, holy shit, like I'm in it.
I definitely thought a lot of the action was actually like weak. In terms of Chloe Zhao's direction. I mean, because it's a lot of like, hey, Icarus takes off flying, he's gone for a while. Like, and it's like, he can fly so fast. Like, he should be taking these things out and he's back to help. And it's just, they have to write different arcs for every character, so they need him to leave. And it's the same. It's the Superman problem. It's why they need to kill Superman to make a Justice League movie the first time. But I do want to, I want to kind of talk to Kenya here, talk about the scaling. He said, we see the Celestial from space, and then we see it hang out of the ocean only. What? That doesn't mean that it's not massive enough to see from space.
Right.
I mean, that's how far away we're seeing it from land in the ocean. Like, we're very far away from it.
It's called scale, man.
Right.
Like,
it's actually perspective.
Distance. It's not, perspective. Yeah. It's like.
And also, by the way, like, it's meant to be a smaller Celestial because it's just getting born.
Yeah,
like it is. It just came out of
his head, just popped out the vagina, man. It's it's just like, and that's it. It's not fully grown.
Like, if you really don't think that if there's one thing that they made sure of, like, the effects in this movie are very good because they've had plenty of time. This was delayed a year. But yeah, I don't know.
But Kenya picky as hell. Just with everything. Yeah. But the stuff he should be picky on, he is absolutely not. So I I don't know. Let us see. Ajax let Druig leave the temple with the people after he just disobeyed her order to not intervene. It was a wrap at that point. They said, let it go.
Correct.
To know your place after he just tried to stop Druig. He didn't try to stop Druig. He tried to tell her what to do.
Correct. Yeah. He told her what she was doing wrong
Right.
because she gave him an order and she
Right.
said, know your place.
Not know your place for trying to stop the man. She just said, fuck it, let it go. You're all free. Do what you
Right.
want. Live your life.
She said, there's no more deviants. Y'all go.
Right.
Do whatever you want.
So sir.
Wrong again.
Right.
So,
2 strikes. I'm Steve Harvey tonight.
And that's a really and truly, this is not my favorite movie. This is definitely mid-tier for me. It just, it's, the characters are great and the potential's there, but actual story, like this was one, what I said is I really hope, even though she's phenomenal, I hope they don't bring Chloe Zhao back, and I hope they don't bring any of these writers back, because I think they all struggled. There were 4 credited writers on this, and you can tell that this was a script that had to be worked on by multiple people throughout a long time to figure the stuff out, because apparently Icarus wasn't supposed to die at the end, and that was kind of a thing they changed very late in the game. And like,
I like that story literally was him.
Yeah. Just a little early. Flying
right.
too close to the sun.
Sprite told the story
correct.
of that, right? Which I love.
But yeah, I think the movie's good. I think it's very important and necessary for the MCU going forward, and that's why I don't hate it, because it changed the game. But as an overall movie, I definitely don't think this is one that I could watch over and over again, or things like that. I definitely want to see it again. It's just time hit me at the wrong spot, sadly. But can we talk about the after credit scenes though?
Oh, of course, we're definitely going to. But I want to say before we jumped into that, I thought this was going to tie into Shang-Chi, like with the rings and like the beacon, because there was something that they was talking about that made the same beacon noise that the rings did when they was looking at it. So I thought they were gonna like tie that in. It didn't happen. But I was setting myself for that. I was like, oh shit, and it didn't happen. Yeah, like how Fastos was hella creative while fighting.
That was one thing. He was telling me in the parking lot, he was like, how can Fastos lock down Icarus, the most powerful one? And I was like, well, he was using the sphere technology, like that helped him advance.
They derive from
and he was like, power scale is all off. And I'm like, bro, like the whole point is that Fastos actually is the most powerful one, because he can make
Stop finding something to complain about. Think about it first.
And I don't know, because I have plenty of things I can complain about in this movie, but like, I'll defend it if it's going to be something that easy.
Right. Right. He just likes to nitpick it up.
He's just going at it. Yeah.
Of course. Come on, big country. Come on. But yes. So credit scenes. So the first one pops up. I'm like, okay, what do we got? What's going on? This is after Cersei, Kingo, and Fastos, right? All get snatched up by Asham, whatever the fuck his name is.
Arishem, right?
Arishem, like right. It was like, listen, you delayed the birth of a celestial. I'll come back for judgment if worthy and all that shit. Well, check your memories, see if I should come back and fuck these people up or not. Got it.
Right.
So Thena, Makari, and Druig head off in the ship. It's like, let's go find the other Eternals. Let's figure out what the hell's going on. They're chilling in space, like we can't find anything. What's going on? Holy shit, something goes wrong. We need to go back to Earth. Our people are in trouble. So as they do that, shit starts flickering all over the damn place. And I'm like, okay, what's happening? And a fucking troll comes out. I'm like, okay, what is happening here? Who is Patton Oswalt, by the way.
Correct, yeah.
And he starts doing, this person, that the Hearts of Hearts and the brother of Thanos. I'm like, what? And the shadow starts to walk over. And now I caught wind of this some time ago.
From the premiere.
I didn't know. No, I don't remember where it was. But I was like, this is a thing, right? 'Cause I think it was like something like a fan. So I'm like, it's just somebody just goshing over it or doing whatever. Didn't think any mind. So as a person's walking to the shadow through like in the silhouette and shit, I'm like, is it really this fucking person? Is it really this fucker? And I bring to you what's his name, Star Fox or some
Yep.
shit, and out walks fucking Harry Styles ass. I'm like, what? Playing the brother of Thanos, Star Fox, the one everyone falls in love with because literally one of his powers. And he pops up like, listen, hey Thano, what's up? What it do? Looking beautiful
Yeah.
as ever, even though they're technically family because she's Thanos'
Right.
cousin, but
Right.
it's cool. Guess that'll mean shit on Titan. And he pulls out a sphere, an orb, and it's like, listen, I know where your friends are. What's up? Let's do this. So Harry Styles, I'm about to say Henry, is officially in the MCU, and we will see more of him. How do you feel?
Interesting, to say the least. I actually think it's a good idea, but
I'm honestly not mad at it.
but it's still a thing of like I can't believe Harry Styles, like, because what I'll tell you, what makes me nervous is that he's like, I can't count on him in a sense to where he could have one bad month, because he's doing other things, he's performing, he's writing music, whatever. Like something could happen, and he's like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna back out of that.
I don't
Like,
think so.
like because I'm not an actor. That's like that not my main source of income. And he's like, I'd rather go do this, or like I need mental health time, whatever. Instead of like, oh, this is my job, I have a contract, things like that. Like I could just see that being the case. So making
Yes,
him,
he was in Dunkirk,
uh,
can you?
seeing him, be something that has to show up over and over and over again, like. I'm a little worried about
He'll
that, but
do it. He
I
won't do
think
that.
I think it's a smart. It's smart because so much of, especially the female American population, they are in love with Harry Styles.
Gays too.
Um,
Don't
well, no, I mean, I'm just talking about like screaming in the theater kind of thing. But
have you met
Jesus
gays people?
Christ, I've met some that are quiet too. Yeah, like Fat Jazz, for instance. But yeah, he's not flaming, screaming over, oh my god, you're hot. But so I think Harry Styles is the smart acting, like actor to do that. I'm
Yeah.
just a little worried, but also for a movie that lacked a ton of at least good humor, like because Kumail was kind of that role and he was just okay at it. Like execution once again was a little rough, and I'm not saying the execution in this after credit scene is great, but I think that Star Fox will bring that to the next iterations. And I could definitely see him, like, there's a chance he ends up being the leader of like Guardians 4 type of thing. When they do a whole new Guardians cast, I
Right.
could see Star Fox taking that over type of thing.
Right.
But then, yeah,
I'm not mad at it.
no, I mean,
I like it.
Pip the troll or whatever he is, the
Pip
dwarf,
Patrol. Yeah.
looked he was like his CG looked a little rough.
It was a little off. Yeah.
I'm guessing they kind of filmed that later, whatever it may be.
Of course.
But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely interested. I'm a little confused as to why Arishem didn't show up to take the other Earth Eternals that were in the ship himself. Like he should have went and picked them up as well. So that's a little interesting. But at the end of the day,
I don't know, maybe because they're traveling. I don't know.
at the end, I really like the idea of an Eternals heist film of some sort. Where like, oh no, let's go get your friends.
Right.
And like you have
Yeah.
two teams instead of two time periods, you have two teams. One's trying to get to the other, and the other's trying to escape something or figure something out. I think that could be a cool movie to have.
I agree.
So I'm in for the potential. Once again, like that's the word I keep bringing up, especially with this next after credit scene. But like the whole movie, everything is like the potential coming off that is great. Execution could have been better, but potential is fucking there for everything.
Yeah, it's I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Hairstyles, you got the youth, you got him for the long run. I think he's
Right.
committed. He's not bad to look at all, so I'm down. But I think I think he fits that character really well, especially like, oh, the falling in love part, because he's a charming, dreamy
Right.
bastard, of course. So, and he's someone who can he's already in like shape, but he's someone that can just be like,
Right.
whoop, a little bit more. So he's good. So I'm here for it. Okay. Number 2, the one that made me flip my shit. Because we got a glimpse of this little setup before Cersei and everybody got snatched up.
Yep.
Which that shot, first of all, where Erisham is like
Is holding them. Yeah.
in the
It's crazy.
horizon. Well, that too, but when he's in the horizon,
Oh,
on Earth,
like
everyone's like, "Oh
he
my
looks like
God."
the Watcher. Yeah.
But that was dope. I was like, "Oh my God." So Cersei and what's this character's name again? I forgot. Willington,
Oh,
Whitman, something Whitman.
Dane Whitman.
Yeah. Walking in the park is like, okay, no more secrets, yada yada. He's like, okay, well, I have one. You know, my family history is a bit complicated. And right before he's about to tell, boom, come here, bitch. We gotta talk. And that was it. So we pick up with him in his study looking at a box. And as he opens the box, there's a sword. And voices start appearing all over. And he's like, oh, I don't know, should I, shouldn't I? He's nervous, pacing back and forth. And I forgot what was inscribed on the top part, but he starts to go for it, and the darkness and the black shit starts trying to literally organically react to his movements. So then he's about to be like, oh shit, here we go. I'm going to do this. Got it. All of a sudden in the background, it's like, you sure you want to do that, Mr. Whitman? I was like, wait a goddamn minute. Like, I fucking went off. And everybody's like, watch her. I'm like, what? Motherfuckers, that is clearly Blade. I was like, bro.
I can tell you, just in terms of my theater's experience, not one person had a clue who it was.
Oh
like, not one person. All of us were like, I guess that's a new character that'll be, introduced at some point. Once again, awesome idea, phenomenal potential, but they should have shown who said that.
Yeah, I wanted a visual.
Massive missed opportunity there, because there will be people that never know that was him. Like casual fans that saw this movie, they will never, even when Blade is one of the main characters in this freaking universe, they'll never realize that's who was in that, after credit scene. I think that's a big missed opportunity. But fucking awesome. Once I figured it out after coming home, I was like, oh shit.
Hell yes, dude. I was like, that sounds exactly like Mahershala Ali. Like, that's him. And I was like, if he's wants to go on a quest, I'm like, yo, you sure want to do that? Because you all rock with swords, homie. I'll take that from you. But I have to say it, but whatever it may be, I'm like, what is his interest in Dane? So it was amazing. But everybody in my theater was like, Watcher, it's the Watcher. Oh, next month you right back here for Spider-Man, yo. All type of shit. I'm like, okay, y'all are just going insane. I was like, does that sound like the Watcher to you? No. Like, why the Watcher out of nowhere? Fine. But no, minute I was like, yeah, that's Blade. And that opens up so much potential. And I'm glad that she confirmed it, because like you said, general audiences are probably like, who's that? Like, what?
Yeah.
They should have shown him. I want to see what he looks like, what happens, all of that. People were like, it's Fury. I'm like, damn well that's not Samuel Jackson's voice.
Yeah, no.
Like, what? So it was just fun trying to see people guess. But in the meantime, I'm knowing damn well who that is. But that potential was amazing. And I am all the way here for it. And it gets me excited for my PG-13 Disney Blade film. So yeah, I'm more excited to see him interact in post-credit scenes and in and out and team up shit until I'm fully sold on his movie. So we'll see.
Sure.
But yeah, so that was the Eternals.
I do want to give one detail that's kind of, I didn't realize this till after the fact, but Kingo's guy, I think Karun is his name. Do you remember what he said he was? Like, why he went after Kingo originally?
I don't remember.
He's a vampire hunter. He thought Kingo was a vampire. And so
he's a vampire hunter.
It's teased way earlier that like, oh, Blade might show up in this world. And because yeah, he's like, I thought he was a vampire because he didn't age and he was this and that. And yeah, so cool little detail there because you know he's
What? When did this? He said he's a vampire hunter.
right. He was because they asked like, how did y'all get together? And he's like, well,
Oh, it's taken me because he thought I was a vampire. Got you. I remember now.
correct.
Yeah.
And so awesome little detail there. If you like, I definitely think that's when they were like, hey, just throw this tidbit in. And then probably later on, they were like, oh my God, let's add Blade in the after credit scene. It just worked out. But like, I just think that's a cool little detail to have in that world that we'll
That is
we'll
cool.
always be able to go, oh my God, like, because they even, I think Loki in his series, they name drop vampires. So it's like, it's
Yeah.
not the first time, but like here on Earth, like, oh no, here's this random fat guy that's like, no, I definitely thought he was a vampire. And I was just going after him, like, staking him with that shit.
And now,
awesome.
meanwhile, the most badass one is about to pop up and be like, "What up? Who's trying to ice skate?
I hope
What's
he
going on?"
blows the brains out of Morbius. It'd be phenomenal.
I can't with you. But anyway, that's our spoiler review of Eternals. Let us know what you thought in the comment sections below. If you made it this far, thank you so much. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and those thumbs up. We'd really appreciate it. So now we're just gonna open up the chat for the last few minutes. Let us see what you guys got, and yeah, let's get the damn thing on. So,
Yeah.
meanwhile, while these things start to come in, like I said, John Campea wasn't the only one making headlines. They're making noise, I should say,
Oh yeah.
over the Twitter. Yes, by the man of Tyrone Magnus was also with it in his bullshit. My God, it's like I said, I would always have respect for him putting me on,
Sure.
but as of late, these last few years, like he has just turned into like his beliefs, his thoughts, the way he handles situations, like it's almost man babyish. Like it is.
Yeah.
And this was like the icing on the cake. And it's like you saw Eternals, you wasn't ready for men to kiss, and what happens, you closed your eyes. Like, how old are we?
Like it's a 2 hour and like 43-minute movie or something like that, or 2:37, something like that. It's like there was a 4-second shot, and that's what you come out calling it woke. Wasn't
Right.
ready for that. Like he talks about it for a full minute, and the actual shot was 4 seconds.
Right. It's
And
woke because gay people exist in the world and they showed them kissing on camera. So it's
right.
woke. What? Like it's
and it really is a thing of like, I don't know how old he is. I know he's older. He's older than us.
he's almost 50.
So it's like, it's that thing of realizing he does YouTube and makes a living
Mm-hmm.
on a YouTube channel for children, basically, you know, young people, like teenagers to lower 20s. And by the time you get past that, you're not watching him anymore because you can't stand him. He was the one that put me onto reactions. I'd never even seen a reaction until him. And I loved him when I first saw that. Granted, I felt I was like a child. You know, I was in high school still, but like thought it was awesome. Like I loved it. And then I found Akasan and, you know, things like that. And they're what made me start wanting to do it. But also it's a thing of like, I have not been subscribed to Tyrone for years. Like have not seen his face in a long time. And all of a sudden I see people posting clips of him on my feed and I'm like, oh, what is this? I'm hitting it and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me, man. Like and it's a thing of he's doing it for that. Like it's weird, but like I hate to say like that like big time like conservative crowd that's like diehard, like not a fan of gays, like no abortion at all, no matter what, like those kind of people. It's like he probably just gained a ton of followers that are on that side because he's speaking out against that stuff. And they are like,
Yeah.
yeah, fuck that. Get that off my screen. Like my kids are watching that. And it's like, hey, your kids need to see this and normalize this because it's been ostracized from pop culture for way too long. And like,
Yep.
this is normal behavior.
It's ignorantly immature. Like,
Right.
and like he says a lot of things that just borderline. Who? Like,
Right.
what do you, bruh? Like, and this just was like, right. Like Brooklyn says, the Hodge twins, and he fucking loves the Hodge twins. So I'm like, okay, and those motherfuckers.
I don't think I've ever watched one of their videos. I've only
They
seen
were they were
clips of them.
funny until they became net
Right.
conservative type.
I've
MAGA
only
cringe
seen
shit.
I've only seen clips of them being dumb.
Right.
I've never actually watched a video of them.
Yeah, they're ridiculous now. And of course, there's people trying to justify it, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like,
Yeah.
it's fine. It's completely fine not to be comfortable with something. Like, it's
Sure.
not really for me, but respect and understand it. Like, it may not be for you, but don't be a bitch. Like,
Right.
don't be an asshole. Like, don't. And that's just generally, not even just what this Tyrell situation, whatever. Like, you see gays, don't see them, be like, ugh. Like, if it's not for you, it's not for you. Keep it fucking pushing.
Right.
Like, don't be a bitch, essentially. And that's just what, it's just so unfortunate. Because, like you said, he is on his platform, he is big and saying and promoting things like that. And I'm surprised, honestly, he hasn't come out trying to say or defend. Because usually when he says some shit and people are like, what the fuck are you? He'll say something and just obviously make the matters of kind of worse or try to
Well,
dumb it down a little bit.
the thing is, the reason he does that, it's the same thing. That's why I bet you $1 million John Campea had the biggest live stream of his career today.
I'm sure.
Because that is a thing that you do. You fuck up, air quotes, on purpose. Right. And now, let me do a video explaining myself. That will explode from people that hate you and people that love you.
The apology.
And it's whether it's apology or whether it's defending yourself, it's like, it's a way to take advantage of the situation for you positive. Publicity's publicity, good or bad. And that's what both of them.
There's no such thing as bad publicity.
Right. And it's a thing of, he obviously, from what he said, it's not like he's in that, like he's going to get canceled or he needs to get canceled type of thing. No, it's not.
It's more of the action versus like, oh my God, he's so homophobic, whatever the fuck.
But it's a thing of, he's obviously homophobic. He's obviously a full-blown grown man that could beat the fuck out of me child. Like, are you in college? Like, he's like a college guy in a frat house, kind of annoying. When he, like, in that clip where he's just going off on it. And it's just a thing of, you have so many people watching you.
Yep.
I feel like he should be on that wave of like, I'm just not going to say anything about it because I know that I shouldn't say this. And instead of making this blow up because of how many people watch me, let me just not say anything good or bad about it.
And then he'll get mad at the people who say, bro, you're wrong for this. And he'll get mad and be like, I say what I want, block. You don't like it, get it. I'm like, oh my God.
That was the thing too. Can we just talk about the fact I have never added that man in my fucking life. And I just so happened, I clicked on a video of this clip and somebody tagged him in that video. And so I clicked on his thing because I was like, I was going to see if he had said anything. I'm blocked. I was like, this man had to go out of his way. Like,
I was surprised I wasn't, because when you said that, it's like, check and see if you're blocked. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even do that yet.
It was literally like the only time, like, I want to say on this show with you, we've talked about him. Nowhere near as bad as we're talking about him now, but I basically said what I'm saying now in the sense of, I haven't watched him in a long time. He's annoying as fuck, basically. But, and I'm sitting there going like, is there actually a chance he watched the show, or like one of the viewers went and like were telling him about this and he just like blocked me? Like,
right.
Because where in the, like, because even to the point I was like, he couldn't search for me. And so I was like, the only thing that makes sense is like, oh, it's right there. Like, so if he just dropped in on, your video portion of it, and like, you know, he wasn't there live, but just went and popped in and saw me talking shit about him. Which I'm more than happy. I'll talk, like, get on live. I'll talk shit straight to your face. Like, I don't care. But like, I couldn't believe I was blocked by him. Like, because it's that idea of realizing for some reason he's living in his own world of like, I'm not going to listen to anybody say anything against what I'm saying. If you have that feeling, you're gone. And it's the same reason why I'm blocked by Grace Randolph. It's, you know, I mean, I'm blocked by the guy that created Deadpool. Like, and I just think that's funny. Of like, people can criticize me all day long, and go for it. Like, really, like, you don't care. Like, I don't care about you. Like, you mean nothing to me in my life. And so I just think it's funny that somebody that big is going out of their way to just like, block, and like, let's just remove them from my life. Like, I never added you. Like, why does it matter if you block me? Like, I'm not gonna at you. There's nothing. I'm not gonna do that and give you notifications that I'm fucking with you. Like, not
right.
Not,
It's just insane. It's just disappointing more than anything.
No, I agree.
And it's very frustrating. Like, the point wasn't to come on here and like talk shit or do whatever, speak the truth, but it's just like it's disappointing, to say the least. But it is what it is at this point.
I mean, it's definitely, like you said, like, he put you on, and like, and that's, I respect, you know, he kind of started reactions in a big way. And no one will ever be able to take that away from him. Like, obviously, like, I respect that.
Oh, well,
but
Gator Martin actually started that shit, but he blew it up.
Yeah, that's correct. Which Gator was awesome. Like, Gator and I were cool. You know, I miss him. I still remember when his channel got messed up and he just kind of fell off because he's like, it's not worth starting over. And but he was awesome. And
me.
But yeah, it's very disappointing because I definitely looked up to Tyrone for a long time.
Right.
I was somebody that, you know, he 1 million subscribers, woo thing. And I was like, man, I hope he gets there and all that. And then as soon as he started to get up there, like, he got in the hundreds of thousands, he started to change. And like, things started to act different. I'm like realizing like, and it's that thing of it. Yeah. And it's honestly, it's same thing that happened with John Campea for me. And it happened for him too, where as soon as you're on your own and that is your job, things start to change. And I'm not, I'm not going to say that it wouldn't be the same thing for me. But like,
damn sure ain't for me. I know that.
It's just it's a thing of, as soon as my entire livelihood is based on how my videos perform, there's a certain way of having to, you know, do things. And if, you know, I'm guessing Campea thought maybe he was falling off, or maybe he just got those pictures and was like, you know what, I'm going to take full on advantage of this. Who cares what the consequences? And you know, with Tyrone, I don't even know how many subscribers he's got now. I'm sure it's plenty. But it's just a thing of I don't know who watches him. A lot of people do, but
a lot of people do, and
I don't know who it is.
A lot more will now.
That's correct. People that have never watched a reaction video in their life are going to be watching him, and they're going to be saying,
off of that,
and they're going to be saying, "Look at my black friend who fucking hates gays." He's like, "That's right." They're like, "That's right," because they're racist as fuck, old white people, and they're like, "See, that black guy feels like I feel. Fuck gays." It's like, Jesus Christ, man, that's so not how it works. But that's what I hear all day in the South. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah,
like, I have that gay friend. They also love Trump. It's like, because they don't want you to fucking kill him. They tell you that to your face because you're a crazy ass white guy with a pistol on your head. Fucking bitch. That's why I'm like, hello.
Yeah, it's a bit much, dear God. But anywho, all right, y'all. I think that's gonna wrap up and do it for the latest installment of the Film Cave. We want to thank you so much for joining us, whether you're watching it live or again playback. We appreciate you stopping on by. Again, the best way we ask to support the channel is to hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up. Really helps the show and the channel reach a lot more people. And hit that notification bell to be reminded when all episodes drop. And we will see you next week.
Nope.
as always, same time. Nope, I lied. The
What day will that be?
in 2 weeks,
Yeah, that will be the 23rd
the 23rd.
is the next episode of the Film Cave.
Yes, so you will absolutely. So definitely hit the notification bell for that, so you know what's going on. So Logan, where can the people find you and what you got going on?
Yes, sir. We've got Twitter right here above me. Very active over there. Definitely follow me if you're not. And then yeah, I'm watching Ted Lasso season 2. I cannot tell people enough to please watch this goddamn show. It's so fucking good. I'm to the point like I finally allowed Hannah to start watching it with me, like we're watching it over again.
Mm.
She loves it just as much as me, if not more. And so like I think that's a testament. So please, if you have Apple TV Plus, I would honestly say it's worth the $5 a month, and you'll get through both seasons in a month if you're anyone but me who just struggles to find time to watch TV. Like it's so hard not to keep going. But and I did also find out I was like, oh, I'm gonna finish the season. I think it was Saturday or Sunday. I was like, I have like an hour and a half, and I was like, I'm gonna watch 2 episodes and I'm gonna be done. Like I'm gonna be done with the season. And I quickly found out that there was 12 episodes in the season, not 10, like the first season. So I've still got 2 more. I got to try to figure out. Hopefully, I can get to those before this weekend because then I won't have any time, and that would suck. But we'll see. But that's on Patreon if you like to watch it along with me. And yeah, guys, that's what's going on. And John's channel is in the description, so please subscribe to him.
Yes. So, and also being very modest, you will be a married man the next time we see you. So be sure to hit,
So crazy.
give him that love in the
So
chats,
weird.
in the comment sections, giving your congrats and love to the happy couple. He will be a fully married man the next time we see him.
Yes,
And
sir.
that's what's up. And I will still be lonely. So it's
Hopefully
but
you
no,
have a gift still waiting on your doorstep or something.
that too.
I
We'll
highly
see.
fucking doubt it.
We'll see what exactly. But so yes, you can find me up top, all social media, of course, and right here on Night Entertainment Network. If you're watching on my channel or on Logan's, it is put in his description box. So I'm about to fly to Vegas, y'all. So
Yeah, good luck with that. Have a great time, my friend.
exactly. I will, and I will see y'all when I get back. It's your boy Knights.
And I'm Logan.
And as always, we'll see y'all in the cave, bitches. Party hard. Peace.
See ya. Toby's dick.